Hello there everyone, it's me Harry, and this is my usual ITV update video, where I take a look at what ITV has been getting on with and things like that, as you've seen with my previous videos. So the last ITV video I did was the one where I complained about the ITV Daytime shows airing on Christmas Day again, and they add Loose Women to the mix as well. And the fact that, why did they have to air on Christmas Day when the ITV Daytime scene's being lowered in its budget? I have no idea, but we'll get to that later on. But we'll start off today with The Accidental Tourist, which was some TV special that aired on ITV a couple of weeks ago. So it had Stephen Mulhern being sent over to South Korea by Anton Dec, and Stephen Mulhern is trying to, get over his fears or something along those lines, or putting his hand in a raw fish or whatever it was. I have no idea what it was. The special was boring. I don't even remember anything that came out of it, other than it being that and Stephen Mulhern being in the nude at one point. It's just safe to say that nobody really asked for it. But it didn't stop Mulhern and Anton Dec, because as far as I'm aware, they're going to make another one at some point. So it seems like that this is not going to be a one-off thing, it's going to be a regular thing. But at least the good side is that they enjoyed making it. And I've done a full review on it on my IMDb account, so if you want to check that out, then check that out. So there's that. And on the topic of Stephen Mulhern, he recently uploaded a video on his social media pages, where he's taking selfies with a bunch of Christmas characters, like Buddy from Elf and the Muppet Christmas Carol and whatnot. And obviously, it's AI generated. It's nothing but Gen AI slop. And it looks terrible. How am I supposed to tell that Stephen Mulhern in the video when all I can see is a deep fake of him next to a bunch of really poorly rendered characters, when they're not even rendered because they're not even 3D models. They're just AI slop, of course. And Stephen Mulhern doesn't even know this, but these kind of videos are not harmless fun. These videos actually consume a lot of energy. So hopefully he doesn't do one of these kind of videos again, but I don't think he's going to listen to anyone who've called him out for this silly thing that he's done. So yeah, there's that. Now we're on to, once again, ITV's Christmas schedules. For some reason, they decided to rerun the TikTok special again, but they did make a new one, obviously, thank goodness, because that special was horrible. I think that was the lowest of the low ITV had. And plus, all the channels this year, they barely went over something like 8 million views. And it's mainly because of streaming taking over, because it provides what you want to watch unless it's purged. Yep, and there we are. And once again, this is the schedule for Christmas Day, and I'll read it out. 6 AM, Royal Carols repeat. 7 AM, Good Morning Britain. 9 AM, Lorraine. 10 AM, This Morning. 10 PM, Loose Women. 1 PM, James Martin's Christmas Day. 3 PM, The King. 3:15 PM, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, which isn't even a Christmas film. 5:25, ITV News. 5:45 PM, It'll Be Alright on the Night, now hosted by Tom Allen, instead of David Walliams, like with the prior specials, because he's been fired from a lot of places due to his behaviour. Then we have Emmerdale, Corrie, Bullseye, 1% Club, Romish Ranagan's Parents' Evening, that Christmas special of that show was bad as well. Red One film and a repeat of the Royal Variety Performance 2025. So you get what I mean. This is just awful. incredibly the most underwhelming TV schedule you could imagine for a Christmas day. Oof. And I have a feeling that in 12 months' time, it'll be even worse. Oof. And then, there we are. And now, I'm going to go over a show that has just recently premiered that actually had a very similar concept to a show that was very popular when ITV aired it last year, but then they decided to axe it anyway. And it's a show called The Floor that Rob Brydon is hosting. It's based on a Dutch format. A bit like pretty much most reality shows or game shows these days. You know, The Traitors is based on a Dutch format, and Deal or No Deal is based on a Dutch format. Yeah, you get the picture. So it's basically 81 contestants trying to be dwindled down to one to win the jackpot. And it sort of sounds like, in my eyes, that it's very similar to 99 to Beat. That was hosted by Adam and Ryan Thomas, which was meant to be like their time in the spotlight, even though they were more like commentators of the show. But the show got axed, even though it actually did very well in the ratings. So, yeah, that's the end of that. So I've seen little bits of The Floor, and it's sort of similar in a little bit of a way, like the premise, but it's more of a general knowledge quiz of sorts, if you get what I mean. So, yeah. And I like the idea of it. I think it's been popular in other territories as well, like the United States, but I'm not sure if this is going to last another season as well. Some game shows these days on ITV are kind of unlucky to get more than one season. Wheel of Fortune is one of them that's quite lucky. And another game show that did recently premiere on New Year's Day was Time is Money, which is a new daytime game show hosted by Sarah Davies of The Apprentice fame. I've not really seen it, and the premise sounds like other game shows, so it's just what you'd expect. It's just cheap entertainment. And I'm sure Sarah Davies is a good host, but yeah, that's all I really have to say about that show. And last but not least is the one that you've been waiting for me to talk about, ITV Daytime's budget cuts. Yes, they finally revealed today the new sets for the shows. And yeah, that's all I can really say for that. So Good Morning Britain sort of looks like the older set, but instead of real windows, they've got more LEDs. And they now record in the ITN studios, because obviously, as I said, ITN now produces the show. And then Lorraine is cut down to half an hour and only on the school terms. And its new set just looks really small. It just looks like they didn't really put any effort into it. This Morning, on the other hand, looks even more tacky. Because I know Multi-Story Media's taken over production of Lorraine This Morning and Loose Women, but since they're all filmed in the same studio now, it just seems like they couldn't really put any effort into doing things like this, because the new This Morning set just looks tacky. And those LED window screens, they just look really out of place. They're just a bit of an eyesore. It just shows how cheap this really looks. And Loose Women, on the other hand, looks like it's gotten the cheapest kind of thing of all, because nowadays it just looks like the set is about the size of a bedroom, a really tiny bedroom, because there's no audience anymore. The intro is different. It looks cheaper as well. And yeah, even the Lorraine intro, which has like stop motion pictures of Lorraine Kelly, looks like they didn't really put any effort into it. At least the This Morning intro is not too bad, actually. They finally updated it, thank goodness. So that means there's no more scenes of the presenters like ITV, like with when it was Philip and Holly. They just shoehorned their pictures into them, and then of course you have selfies and whatnot. It just seemed like ITV were trying to make them like the biggest precious group you could ever imagine, but nowadays with the show, it just, to me, since there's no presenters in the intro, it seemed like they're more interested in, like, just genericizing it or something. So yeah, that's all I have to offer up. Oh, and there was a Joe Wicks New Year's Day special that aired on New Year's Day as well. That was like a kind of like a feel-good kind of thing. And Limitless Gwyn had a Christmas special that had Amanda Holden and someone else in it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully next time if ITV make more silly, stupid decisions, I'll make another video about it, because of course I do enjoy doing this kind of thing. Anyways, see you later everyone. Bye for now.